cycling back at night with no one else in sight. I just might kick a freestyle. Meanwhile, thinking of ideas you couldn't even fathom. I imagine my success right in front of me, so it's bound to happen, right? Right, no time for self-doubt, cause self-doubt only amounts to poor performance. My appetite's enormous but my stomach's empty. Plenty of runs on my Apple Notes now. Need to record and release for all my folks and fans. Maybe start my own clan, not for clashing but for mashing up studio. Stay away from Don Julio and other poisons, cause I'm not trying to get liver disease before I'm important. Before I'm important.
This is the Ruminator and the Bullshit Artist podcast episode. What is it, 8 or 9?
I can check the thumbnails folder because I can see the numbers on there.
I think
It's
it's
9. Yeah, it's 9.
It's 9. This is number
Oh
9.
shit!
Fuck, man.
It's
9. 9's a good number as well. I like the number 9.
well, it's
because,
weird
you
if
know,
you think about
do a
it,
lot of stuff with it.
because we did actually start it last year, and in fact, I think most of the episodes, actually, I don't even know. Yeah, I think number 5. I think number 6 was the first of this year.
Mm.
Because that was like the wacky.
We're off to a strong start, I'd say. I mean, in terms of like regular uploads, it's not perfect, but you know,
Yeah.
it's off to a strong start. Today, we are joined by the creator of the intro song you just heard,
Yes, yes.
Luca. What are you saying, Luca? How you doing?
I'm good. What are you saying?
Yeah, not much, man. Sick intro. It's great.
Safe, man. Do you actually like it?
Yeah, it's fucking good, man.
It's calm beat. It's calm beat.
More to come. More to come.
More to come, yeah. Could be a little bit longer. Just because
You
I know
know,
it's only a
all my
minute.
songs are like 1 minute, fam.
Yeah.
That's just how I make them. I don't know why.
No, that's fair enough though. It makes good intros. I'll say that much. You know, like 1 minute, because you don't want it going on for like 5 minutes or whatever.
The trend now is to make songs shorter, innit? That's actually
Yeah, because
like,
then
the
you
trend
want
as
like
well.
because you want a little bit more after that. You know what I mean? Like if you hear like a minute or a minute 30 of a song, like you're left wanting a bit more as opposed to like
Yeah, and
dragging
then
out.
you listen to another song.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I
As
get
opposed to like dragging out to 3 minutes, then you're like, all right,
No, no. Do you know why? It's because the attention spans of everyone's attention span is getting really short. So you've got to hook them in like the first like 20 seconds, right?
yeah, well,
And then after like 2 minutes, bro, they're already bored of your shit anyway. So why not just make it like 1 minute, 2 minutes?
yeah, well, no, that's perfect. That's a good length. So, I mean, like, how long have you been like making music for?
Since summer 19.
How many tracks would you say you've made, if you had to like estimate?
100, probably
100.
Yeah, man, I've made
Fuck,
a
man,
lot.
that's mad.
Is that like finished ones?
No,
Yeah.
I've yet to finish a tune in my whole life.
Oh yeah, fair enough. I mean, I guess in that sense, yeah. Yeah.
But it's like, do you finish your art, Majid, or do you just shelve it and then move on to something new?
Well, it's interesting because I mean, initially I had this like it wasn't even necessarily a completionist thing, but it was just sort of like if it was obvious that there was something more to do in it, then I would just do it, you know, even if by the end I wasn't really feeling it that much. And then I realized, and then I was like, it kind of switched, like I was sort of just trying stuff out, and then sort of just leaving it, realizing that there's not really much point doing more of
But
this
you
anyway.
finished some like pieces and stuff.
Yeah, I finished most of them. Yeah.
Oh, that's calm.
Yeah, but I mean, Majid, I mean, I for one know that like if you see like a little bit, like I for one know that like when you do like doodles and shit, you
Yeah.
know, like I've done a lot of doodles. Like sometimes you just see something that's a little bit off. You know what I mean? Like it could be 2 months later.
But there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that.
I know.
That doesn't actually bother
That's
me
good, I think.
that much.
See, I know, but for me, no, for me, it bothers me. Like, I look at it 2 months later, I'm like, that line is just a little bit too long.
See,
You get
it's
me?
for me, it's not the details. For me, it's sort of the general scope of it. You know, sometimes with some drawings, I feel like I sort
Mm.
of just missed the mark. You know, like something just is fundamentally not right here. But if I feel like by doing that drawing I was onto something, then I'm not really fussed about the details. I notice them sometimes, you know, and it's sort of like, you know, I look at the drawing and I just acknowledge that that little bit is a bit shit,
But
or I don't like
do you
it.
not want to do it then? Like, does that not want to make you like do it?
Um,
Just not care that much.
I mean, what makes me want to do it is sort of first of all being in that mode, you know, of drawing it. It's a sort of flow state that is hard to find anywhere else, and it's sort of just, you know, taking these ideas further, where it's sort of a style or sort of theme, and sort of exploring it more or getting better at something. You know, like I focus a lot on trying to do good clouds. You know, that's sort
Oh
of
man,
been one of my big things.
maybe you could draw like the fucking cover for like Clouded.
Oh well, I already drew one for Cloud Rap actually.
Oh
Yeah,
shit!
wasn't that the logo for the last podcast?
Yeah.
Not the. It was
Oh,
like
let me
the
search that
initial image
up.
or something.
What was it?
It looked pretty dank actually. I can't lie. It looked fucking sick.
Yeah, I want to see it. Is it on the Cloud Rap page or something?
I
Uh,
mean they should put it
it,
up, but I don't
it
think it's
is
there yet.
actually.
Oh, is it?
Yeah,
On
yeah. I
the
posted it on the interview and pods bit. Yeah, yeah. It's all
Are
there.
you made the cover for the interview?
Not for that one. For the podcast that we had with Alex.
Oh, cool, cool. Is that on
Uh,
SoundCloud?
Nah.
no, it's on YouTube. But we could be uploading this stuff to other sites, I guess.
We could do that actually.
I think SoundCloud is like sick. I can't lie. I love SoundCloud as a platform.
Could just upload it everywhere though, you know.
Mm.
Like, I mean, I don't really use SoundCloud that
Do
much.
you think Spotify? I don't know about Spotify.
I mean,
Spotify, it's not ideal for podcasts to begin with, and it
No.
seems a bit more gatekeeped. You know, I don't think they would have us. To be honest, we're not exactly an actual real podcast.
But
which
the thing
what?
about Spotify
I
is
think
that
we're a real podcast.
they don't have like likes
I'm a
as well.
realist.
We're the best podcast.
We are the best podcast, but the
The
best
realest
things.
podcast.
No,
The
no, no.
best
You don't
podcast.
understand. The best things are always fake, right? They're always in the fantasy realm. Real things can't hope to, you know, reach the upper limits of what we can conceive of. That is, you know, the most exalted and the most wonderful. That's the realm in which our podcast lies. It's ethereal.
It's ethereal.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I guess that, you know, if someone said that on a review, I guess I wouldn't be that mad. It's ethereal. I mean, that'd be pretty sick.
No, this podcast is a figment of the imaginations of the people that listen to it. They stumble upon this, right? And they listen to it and they're like, "What the fuck was that?" And then they go on with their life not quite being sure what they had experienced or if they had even experienced it at all.
That's a good podcast.
And
That is the
that's what I
sign of
want
a
this
good
podcast to
podcast.
achieve. Yeah.
You
I
want
want
this podcast to be like you could almost forget that you spent 2 hours listening to it. That you want that to
Yeah.
be the podcast.
Well, almost forget,
No,
but
he's not putting
it's
it
like a
like that,
dream.
man.
You know, it's like a dream where you're sort of reaching for that feeling. It was weird and mystical, but it's almost fading from your mind.
I don't know, man. I think, I think, I think we did a smart thing last time, and if anyone didn't notice what we did, I mean, we said Croc founder or Croc co-founder, whatever.
I mean, I'm not beyond sleazy tactics, you know.
We're not beyond these tactics because, funnily enough, CRUK also stands for Cancer Research UK. So we're hoping to get those mad
A
NHS views.
donation.
Yeah, we're getting those mad NHS views. That's gonna start coming in. Can't
The
wait.
question is like how many people, well, before were like looking up Cancer Research UK on YouTube, and now are doing that now that nobody gives a shit about cancer because corona is the new killer that's like getting everyone. So
Corona is the new cancer.
Yeah.
Pretty much, actually. Yeah.
Is cancer
Mine-
like a really big issue? I bet it's just blown up, or is it
part of
actually a
it
really
is that
big issue?
people, are living longer and all the other things get taken care of so well that cancer is just the only thing left that can kill you.
That's
Um,
fucked.
um,
Never heard
but
something.
also,
I mean,
it's
but-
just cancer is pretty nasty.
They say like half of all people get like cancer in their lifetimes. which
Nah, I
is
think
whack.
it's like a third, bro. I wouldn't say half.
No, I've literally heard adverts say half, like on TV and shit.
Yeah, but I bet they're doing that.
No,
for,
but
like-
I don't believe that. I'm just saying like that's what they're
Yeah.
saying.
Oh yeah, fairs.
Yeah,
I mean, you
yeah,
got to
yeah.
I
also
always thought it was
remember
a
that
third.
you got the amount of people that get cancer, and then the percentage of that's benign tumors, which is quite a lot. So it doesn't spread. You can just get rid of it, and it's fine.
Do they count the benign ones as cancer though?
Well, yeah, it is cancer.
Oh, okay.
I mean, whether they're counting out in the ads or whatever, I don't know. But there's a proportion that are benign. There's a proportion that you get rid of it and it doesn't come back. There's a proportion where it keeps on going. So there's a lot of factors to it, and the amount of people that end up actually dying of cancer compared to those who have gotten cancer is, So I mean, I wouldn't be that surprised if it's half.
It's just mad though. Even if it's half, though, that could mean either one or two of the three people in this chat will get it.
Nah, fuck that. I'm not getting that shit. Fuck that. But
Bro,
yeah, it's
You're on that.
pretty mad.
You're on that vegan diet, so I don't think you can get cancer. You know what I mean? Like,
Exactly.
I think it's pretty much
exactly.
impossible. You get me? Do
Yeah,
you want to
but
like? Do you want to talk about that? Like.
I don't know, man. Vegan debates do not end well most
No,
of the
no,
time.
no. I don't want to debate at all. I just
I-
want to get you like.
I mean, I'm just curious. Like, everyone always has their reasons. So I'm like wondering, what's the sort of driving
Just
factor for you?
animal welfare.
Yeah, alright. I mean, that's one of the purest things you can have, It's like,
And you can be nutritionally adequate on a vegan diet as well.
yeah,
So what's the point?
it's fair enough.
Yeah, fair enough. No, I mean I gotta respect like someone who has like beliefs and sticks to them.
Was that a pun? Beliefs.
I didn't even get that. No. Actually, yeah. It was smart and deliberate.
It was part of the script.
Yeah. Yeah.
So do you like eat kale or something? Like, what do you eat?
I love kale.
Love kale.
Big up kale.
You got any dank kale recipes, Jim?
Mate, I've got everything.
Got
Anything
everything.
you need.
Got steamed kale,
Kale.
smoked kale,
Barbecue
boiled kale,
kale. Fucking
roasted kale.
kale jerky.
Bro, you wouldn't believe me, but I actually do like put kale on pizza and shit.
Oh my god.
Instead of like tomatoey stuff, instead of like tomato sauce, so it's just like greeny fucking mushy liquid kale.
Hmm.
Oh man.
No, it's just kale in the shape of a pizza. It's just mad amounts of kale.
Just get a big kale leaf and
Cut
just
up
like
into like
fold it up.
eight
yeah.
equal bits. Yeah. Fucking hell. Oh dear, I'm dear.
Kale lasagna.
No, kale is actually dank, no kale.
Is
So just,
kale the
like,
one
dig
where you
up my
like
kale.
consume more calories eating it than you get out of it?
No. That's lettuce.
Lettuce.
That's lettuce.
Yeah.
I think that's rabbits as well. I'm pretty sure like rabbits, like you can die from starvation by just eating rabbits, because rabbits like digesting them and eating them, and maybe like getting them
What
is
kind?
so much more effort than they
Oh,
actually.
then what you're getting back?
The
No,
energy,
you
yeah,
wouldn't
total
die.
energy, yeah.
That's just
No,
a
you
bad
can.
decision. It's just
No,
like
literally, like you get like more and more like nutrient deficient because rabbits have fuck all in them. Like they're not like a chicken or whatever, or like a. I
Have
don't
you ever
know.
eaten one though? When I used to
No,
eat meat, I did eat one.
I've never eaten a rabbit.
It was pretty good.
What kind of rabbits we talking about though? Because I'm
Like a
imagining.
wild rabbit, I think.
Yeah, but like, because I can imagine, you know, like a hare. Like catching a hare is a pain in the ass, and they've got barely any meat on them. But what if you got like a nice plump bunny rabbit, like a pet? You know?
No, you
Well, I
wouldn't
think in
kill
that
like your
case,
pet, but
Well,
like
not my pet. I'm killing somebody else's pet. But you know.
they would have like they would have like a farm. I think it was from a farm. I don't know.
Mm.
Can't remember, man.
do they keep rabbits in like really sort of just shitty conditions? Like
Yeah, I don't know actually.
they're just really fat
Rabbit
rabbits.
meat is not
They
really a
each weigh
thing,
like
innit?
they each weigh like 5 stone. They have to sort of roll through their
Oh
pens,
God.
you know, just to get to like the food on the other side. It's like mushed up grass and like other weird vegetable shit. Oh dear,
The pens are
poor
so
rabbits, man.
small that, like, you know, they sort of their fur, like, you know, sticks out from like the cage grids. You know, sort of just like bumping out. And then when they come out, their fur just sort of stays in this sort of squarish shape.
That was like a Minecraft shit, like a
Yeah,
Minecraft rabbit.
yeah, they become Minecraft rabbits.
Oh shit.
Minecraft had rabbits. What?
Yeah, they
Yeah,
added them.
that was ages ago, man. You not been keeping up with your fucking Minecraft updates, G?
No.
Big MC.
What the fuck? The fuck?
Oh man, they don't even know how you invite me on this podcast. Like, no, that man. I've been
Oh,
keeping up with the Minecraft. fam.
bro.
Disgracing the MC nation right here.
Bet he doesn't even know about Prismarine, innit? What the fuck?
Fuck Prismarine. I hate those underwater temples. I never go
Yeah,
into that
no,
shit.
fuck that.
It's the gay
I
shit.
actually still have never gone into one of them.
I went
That's
into
ca-
one when they added it, and I got so traumatized that I never went in again.
Oh, I think I've been in one in like creative mode, but I've never like
Yeah, I think
survival went in one.
yeah,
Like it's just a bit
I went in
When was the last
creative
time you
and I still
played
got scared.
Minecraft?
like a few weeks ago, I think.
No way.
Yeah.
I think I went on it a couple days ago. Yeah, I did some more on my like castle builds.
It's weird because
Creative.
there's this update coming out called the Caves and Cliffs update, right? That's going to come out in the summer. It's just going to revamp the caves, right? It's going to add like a new sort of
Oh
semi-dimension
shit,
in.
caves were the one to be fair.
Yeah.
Caves were the one to like get diamond and shit, all that.
Yeah. They're gonna add like a new dimension and shit, like under the earth or some
On top
shit.
of Nether, because they already have Nether in it.
Yeah, it's gonna like be between the Nether and the normal world or some shit. You know what I mean?
Man.
Like it's like the like the dark, deep thing. It's not hell yet. It's not like the Nether. It's like
In
yeah,
between.
yeah. It's kind of fucked. And they get like the actual generation of the caves and shit, because often like they all look the same. Is going to
Yeah.
change. But when I was playing it like a few weeks ago, I noticed like they already look like kind of different. Like I'd seen some things I'd never really seen before in Minecraft. It was a bit weird. And I was just playing vanilla. So I don't know if they put out like a sort of semi
You were
update.
playing what, sorry?
I was playing like a single player world, and like I
Alright.
went into some of the caves, and they already looked a little bit different than what they normally look like. I don't know if it's just my imagination or like if they've released like a little snapshot update or whatever, but they already look a little bit different in terms of generation. I'm not quite sure why. It's a
Aye,
bit
well,
weird.
it's Minecraft,
Maybe
so
it's
I think
because
I
you
have
just
to hop
started
back
paying
on it.
attention to it.
Yeah, maybe. Bro, Luke, you definitely should hop back on it. It's a sick game. I think
Yeah,
that was like, I think that was like year 6, year 7, year 8 or whatever, right?
it was popping. It
It
was
was
popping.
popping, right? And then it became like uncool, you know?
Yeah.
You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Like year 9 and like after that, it became
Yeah,
like,
if you played
what
Minecraft in
the,
year 9, you would get mocked,
yeah,
100%.
exactly. It's like, what the fuck are you playing Minecraft? But now it's like, I don't give a shit, you know?
Yeah,
Like,
Yeah, now it's like
exactly.
it's just a
nostalgia
good,
value and
yeah, it's
all
like,
that.
it's got the nostalgia value, but also it is just a good game. Like,
Yeah.
there's
It's a
nothing like
classic. It's
wrong
a
with the game.
classic.
Yeah, it's weird how like uncool and cool works, because, you know, like, it's not the same as like good or bad, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
like in the
there's
way
like
people use it.
some weird like sort of well, you know, I mean kids are dumb. That's the one thing, you know.
Well, I think that's part of it. Like when all the younger kids like moved in, you don't want to be like associated with that.
Yeah.
So you want to look like you're a bit older or whatever. So you're just like, nah,
It's
But
almost
what was
I'm,
cool,
I'm
bro?
too old for that.
it's almost
Cool
like
at
you're in a
Teddington School. No,
constant
wait, go
stage
ahead.
of revolution, where it's like, you know, because, you know, when you're young, every like year of growth is a massive proportion of your life, and that diminishes as you go along, which is sort of why these things seem to go a
Do you
lot
not
faster.
think growth is exponential though? Like the more you know, the more there's like you can grow. Surely you grow more now.
Oh well, definitely the more you know, the more you can grow, or at least the more you know you can know,
Yeah.
because the sort of the breadth of what you see as possible expands, but you're not actually covering all that area, you know. So you kind of have to, you know, get your feelers out and then see, well, what do I want to get into, right?
I think what Majid's saying is like if you're 2, yeah, if you're 2 years old,
Yeah.
yeah, like a year is like literally a half of your life if you
Oh,
think
I
back.
know. Yeah, yeah, I know that.
And
That's
if you're
that's why
5,
time
like it's
goes
like a
slower,
fifth.
isn't it?
Yeah, yeah,
All the
yeah.
time goes quicker because of that.
But
And
so
that,
what I was saying
mm,
is that, like, you know, when you're young, because it seems like such big steps are constantly being made, which they are, because, you know, when you start with nothing, you know, everything is a new experience, and so there's so much, you know, development and growth going on, and so it almost feels necessary to constantly change, to constantly switch from the new big thing, and the sort of cool process starts to happen, because then obviously you're encountering other people, and so there's this sort of back and forth of developing individuality, but also trying to
But
conform.
yeah, you don't know who you are at that young age.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
yeah, word like
You don't know
personality
who
stuff.
you are. You don't know what you like. You don't know. You know what I'm saying? So you're just experimenting.
Yeah, word, man.
Am I hearing some grinder emptying there?
Yes, yes.
Can't mistake that.
Okay, no.
Has it stopped raining yet? 'Cause I might be able to bun.
Oh no, I could check for you. I mean, I'm pretty close
Yeah,
to my window.
how's the my area?
I'm not hearing it, but that might just be because I've got headphones on. 'Cause I don't want to
Yeah,
bun. Yeah, I think it's still. I didn't want to bun when it's raining, 'cause
yeah. I
that's
think it
just gonna
stopped
be
raining.
like
I think it stopped raining. Yeah,
nice. I'm not gonna
well,
bun
that's
just
weird.
yet, but
No, I wouldn't either.
maybe at the break. So yeah, I mean, fucking when you're young, it's weird, 'cause like we don't, you know, we're still sort of caught up in our own thing, right? We're young,
Hmm.
but it's a different kind of young, you know, where you're like realizing, you know, a lot of things that you were just otherwise completely oblivious to.
Word, word, word.
And
You,
the thing that we don't realize right now is that, you know, there's people that are like sort of, you know, 10 or whatever now who are going through a childhood that's quite different from ours.
Yeah, I mean, when we were like, I mean, when smartphones came in, when was the iPhone 1? Like 2008 or something.
Mm,
So like, we spent the first like 6 years of our life before any smartphones and touchscreens, whatever,
yeah.
and then they weren't that widespread for the next like, well, they became
the
more
iPhone
widespread.
3GS is when we became like a smartphone country, is my
Right,
opinion.
right, and even then, like, there were still some people still clinging on with like sort of.
Yeah, trust.
I know my parents didn't get like smartphones until like a year or so before I did, or whatever.
Oh,
You
mad, really? They had a burner phone until then.
know? Yeah, they're making mad shots.
Hey, they're in Slough, dropping H.
Yeah, bro.
Fucking.
Mums was dealing H
Yeah, I
all
mean,
over the
you know,
town.
we were in
You
that
were
lucky
helping her,
time.
bro.
We were in that lucky time where you could sort of afford yourself for your first phone to be like some fucking brick phone. But soon after, you know, you went on to smartphones. But you know, the kids growing up nowadays, they're not getting brick phones. Where do you even
Yeah.
get a brick phone nowadays except like eBay or Sex or
I actually had a brick phone, for like a year and a bit
Oh yeah,
throughout college.
yeah. Yeah, I
It was
think
pretty
Yeah.
I
good.
think
It
I
was actually
remember
calm.
Alex saying something about that.
Yeah, you had a brick for him until pretty recently, didn't you?
Till like a year ago.
Yeah.
It was pretty calm. No socials, nothing.
Mm.
Good time.
Yeah, man. I mean, I fucking believe in that. I mean, like, the only reason I have like, well, not the only reason. Like, it's just good to have like a smartphone. Just it's just like convenient or whatever. Like, you want to look something up or whatever. But like, I could definitely get by on just a normal sort of mobile like burner. You know what I mean? Because I don't use like Instagram or anything like that. You know, I use Snapchat, but I mean that's just for messages and you got text and all that. So you know,
If I didn't make music, I wouldn't have social media. It's just necessary to promote and whatnot.
Mm.
yeah, maybe
See,
that's another thing we should get on Majik.
see, I've managed to
Like,
avoid that thus far. My mum even like volunteered to have an Instagram account for my art stuff, so I don't even need to do. It's thank God, because like
That's calm.
I don't see
But
it. I only
I
see
wanna
that
try
shit
and
as a
make
waste of
money. Do
time.
you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, it's just like I want to draw shit, you know. I don't want, I don't even care that much that other people are seeing it. Like they can see it when I'm dead, you know. It's like, it's like that fucking Van
You
Gogh
show
or
your
whatever.
mates though, right?
Oh
'Cause,
yeah, well that's fun, you know. You share on Snapchat or whatever. And Alex always writes back, but
yeah, but Alex has always got just a little bit to say, you know, about everything. So
yeah,
see, I choose my moments carefully as to when to input, you know, because then I think there's more emphasis as well when I do input something, you know, like
what do you mean in general in life?
no, that's when I'm like talking and shit, you know, like you know, if I don't need to like say something, I won't just say something for the sake of it, you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, I get
Like
you.
I don't like, I'm not a big fan of like small talk, for example. Like I'm just not really wired that way.
Yeah,
Like
but sometimes small talk like leads to like bigger talk later
yeah,
on. You know what I'm saying?
No, I know. It's like I guess it's just a character flaw, but like I'm just not a massive fan of that. I just like just talking about just weird stuff, you know?
Oh yeah, I'd rather not like talk about the weather and like how's your day and blah blah blah.
Yeah,
But
exactly. I'm
sometimes you kind of
shit
have
at
to,
doing
innit?
that. Well, yeah, you do have to, yeah. But like,
Just to be polite.
yeah, exactly. But you know, generally, I don't really like unless I got something to say. I don't feel the need to just like say stuff. You know what I mean? Like, and I think that's in a way like why we are where we are now. You know what I mean? Like, there's so much like divisiveness on the internet and shit. You know, like, and that's causing divisiveness in like real life. And I think part of that is just because people just don't know when to shut up, really. You know,
I agree.
like
gee,
admit,
I was thinking, how are those two linked? And then you link them, and
you
then
know,
I agree.
90% of the comments I've written on the internet I haven't posted because when after I write, I'm like, no, I don't want to post this. I don't want people to read this
yeah,
and
Do you
then
yeah,
not
like
yeah,
like
comment on
me.
exactly.
Like,
YouTube
fuck
videos?
off. Like, you know. I actually made a comment today and somebody just liked it, so that's nice.
Yeah,
I
no,
comment
I
all the
don't.
time.
I never comment on YouTube
I'm pretty
videos.
busy on the comments because,
Yeah.
like, if I don't know if you like watched a good video, do you not want to like thank the guy for making it?
Oh, but
Well,
the
I
way I
might leave
see
a
it
like, but
is like other people have already thanked him, so why do I'll like the video, but you know, like,
Yeah, yeah, fair enough. I don't do
yeah,
that all the
like what
time.
am I gonna say? Like, oh, thanks very much for making this video. Like, you know, it's just he's making the video because he likes doing it, so he doesn't need my thanks to begin with, and because he gets paid. So
Well, some people don't like making YouTube, which is dumb, really. You only really should
yeah,
do it if you like it, because such a like, don't know.
I'm not watching those
yeah.
people.
I make like like comments on Reddit sometimes, just like about stuff,
Oh, I
because
like Reddit, yeah.
it's more likely to be sort of seen. You know what I mean? Like you just respond to someone, and then they might respond to you.
What subreddits are you active in then?
Um, I'm not really active in that many now, to be honest. I used to be like on r/conspiracy and shit. I used to love that. I go on that like you know 1 or 2 times a day and just like read all the latest shit. That was
No
great.
way. I've never heard of that.
R
That's
slash conspiracy was great, but then it just became like a massive just Trump v Biden fest.
Mm.
Like it stopped
Uh,
being about like just like all conspiracies and was just like, Hillary's emails,
why
Trump,
vote for either of them?
Biden. Well,
What I've been
exactly.
saying from the start is just boycott the vote. Like, why do you need to vote for either of them? They're both whack.
Or better yet, revolution. Just
Yeah, but people can get behind not voting more than a revolution. You know what I mean?
yeah, yeah,
Can't
yeah.
be
No, I'm
realistic.
joking, obviously, but like, I just think, I mean, there needs to be some sort of radical change, I guess, to like, see, this is the thing. Like, we talked last time about the Great Reset and shit, right?
Yeah.
Oh shit, that's a hot
Yeah, yeah,
topic.
yeah. And that's all about like making massive change and like population reduction and all this sort of stuff.
No way.
Yeah.
They outright said population reduction.
Well, no, but a lot of the people, I don't know if they, in terms of that organization, has said it, but like,
That's
because
definitely
the
an
great,
agenda.
but I mean, a lot of the people who go to that thing have said it themselves, is what I'm saying. So,
Mm.
it's going to be there. And population reduction is like a goal of like a lot of like the
Yeah, the
UN.
Rothschilds like
The
wanted that
UN,
with
yeah, exactly. Bill
eugenics.
Gates is always talking about it. Like,
Is he Bill Gates? Bro,
oh yeah,
he's
yeah,
a
yeah.
lizard man. He's an evil guy. He's fucking
But here's the
evil.
thing. I was listening to Alex Jones on Tim Dillon yesterday, right? The
Yeah.
not Tim Dillon, Tim Pool podcast.
Uh-huh.
And he said something really interesting, like Bill Gates is either Jesus Christ or Satan. And I was like, yeah, because a lot of the things they're doing, you think like, I mean, some variant of what they're doing kind of needs to be done. You know what I mean? There
Yeah.
does need to be some way of getting the population to slow down because we can't have like billions more people or whatever, right? I mean that's fairly like credible, right?
But you don't do that by like
No,
by
no, no, no,
imposing like what he wants to do. Do you know
no,
what
no,
I
no.
mean?
Obviously,
You
I
do
mean,
it
I
by
don't think
providing.
he thinks that, it's ideal to do it, in the sort of most cruel way possible. It's sort of like a necessary evil kind of
but
thing.
what I'm saying is that I mean we all agree that there needs to be some sort of like not necessarily reduction at this point. I think right now we got enough resources to feed everyone, but like it can't keep increasing at the same rate, is what I'm saying. That definitely can't happen.
It's
Because
not.
there
It's.
just won't be food.
I mean, I don't know if there's much of a point in going, oh, this can't happen. This like, I
Well, all right,
think the fact of
it
it going
can
to happen,
happen.
it's going to happen. How do we deal with that? I think that's the question.
Well, I mean that is an interesting question. But what I was going to say is that we actually like me and the globalists, the New World Order,
Yeah.
agree on certain things. You know,
Yeah. Well,
there does need to be some population
yeah.
reduction.
Slavoj
We do
Žižek
need
actually
a
addressed this.
radical. We do need a radical restructuring of like
Do
the
we?
the economy and
Really?
shit.
Why?
Yeah, because like there's billionaires who've like basically made like so much money out like during this lockdown, massive profits. Literally like
But
billions,
that's their
while
plan.
small businesses have been fucked over.
That's
You know,
crony capitalism. That's their thing. They're not going to restructure it for good.
but that's what I'm saying.
They're
I'm
going to
not.
make it
But,
worse.
but that's what I'm saying. I'm not saying I agree with how they're doing it. What I'm saying is that from an outsider's perspective,
Yeah.
who doesn't assume either of us, either my solution or their solution, is based on evil intentions. They're seeing people who both want to, you know, get the population going down, like maybe get like greener energies, maybe restructure the economy. It's just the finer points are what we like. How we do that is what we disagree on. Like I'm more about sort of bottom up movement, as opposed to like top down World Economic Forum, Great Reset stuff. But on like the actual issues that need to be like addressed, like I don't think we're necessarily in like disagreement. You know what I mean?
My thing
It's
about
just
the
the idea.
population control
Yeah.
is that there's absolutely no problem with population growth in modernized countries like UK, Europe, all of that. That's because they're built up, so people feel less
Yeah,
need to have children.
yeah,
The
yeah. I agree
problem
with
is
that.
in India. The problem is in China. The problem is in like those
So
countries.
what? Yeah,
In
exactly.
Africa
That's
as
what
well.
I'm
Don't
saying.
forget about Africa. Africa's
Africa,
going to be
yeah,
booming like over a
trust.
billion in the next like
The more
20
middle
years.
class you get, the less kids you have. Like
That
the
should be
more
our aim then.
that's
Just
that should be
provide
our aim.
people with fucking wealth, and
That's what
we'll
I'm
be
saying.
fine.
That's what I'm saying. You know. So that's a sort of more bottom down sort of perspective. You're like influencing from like the people, and then that will
Don't mean
go
bottom up.
upwards, bottom up even. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Bottom
Bottom.
down. Now that's
Although maybe bottom down, maybe that's something to
that's
discuss.
drinking, isn't it?
Yeah. No, that's bottoms up as well.
Oh, is that bottoms up as well?
Yeah, because you're getting the bottom up, so that
Is there
shit
is there a
that's.
phrase bottom down?
I think that's just like when you're doing H and slough. Yeah.
Yeah, I
No,
guess.
but what you're talking about actually, Slavoj Žižek brought up as well,
Oh
because
yeah.
he was like, the Great
Who's that?
Reset, right? He's this like Slovenian communist who like fucking has like a lisp and he talks about amazing shit. He's like the best philosopher of the century.
Slavoj Žižek.
Zizek, and so on and
Slavoj
so on.
Žižek.
Pure ideology. So yeah. Anyways, so he's like, there's the Great Reset, right? A Great Reset is needed, but he's like, we need this socialist Great Reset, the new communism, rather than the sort of
Dirty comedy.
establishment of corporate, communism, Great Reset,
Yeah, pretty much.
I th-
Yeah, no, I'm
I
just
think
like
that
a bit.
if there is an answer to be found, it's probably going to be found in some sort of new left. I mean, it's not coming from the right. The right is just like screaming, like the right never. The right is purpose. It really is only just to combat, the retardation of the left, so that the left can improve itself, right? The right is
Is that
supposed
how
to.
you see politics?
Well, that's sort of a simplistic analysis, I think, of the general. It's like, you have crazy left wingers who come up with ridiculous ideas, and then you have right wingers who criticize those ideas and force the left wingers to actually address the things pertinently that are issues, and to gain the support of the populace, right, in a way that can develop into some sort of emancipatory revolution event, whatever, right? Because right now that's not happening. The left is inept. The left doesn't have a hold of the population.
Are you basically saying that like left wing people are more likely to be like innovators, whereas conservatives are more likely to be managers?
Conservatives
Oh,
tradition,
that's like
they are
pure.
very
That's
tradition.
pure truth.
Yeah.
That's well established. I mean, progress is it's sort of inherently left wing, and conservatism is inherently right wing.
But I do agree with the right on quite a lot. So I think you have to take the good from both, innit?
Well,
Yeah, I think it's dumb if you call yourself right or left wing in a way.
I mean, I
You've got
don't.
to have both, innit?
Yeah, no, I don't. I don't really know anyone who says I'm left wing, I'm right wing. Like, you just have things that you agree on with like on separate issues. That's the problem with politics today. You can't vote on like separate issues. You're voting for a party, and not like
But that party will represent your issues.
well,
and
it'll represent some of your
that's-
issues, but it will also disagree with you on some
It
of your
also
issues.
won't actually represent your issues, which is another problem
Oh,
with,
yeah,
with
that's what it's
modern
meant to do.
democracy.
Obviously, it doesn't do that. That's what it's meant to do.
But
Ideally.
even if they did do what they say, like there are things you're going to disagree on with both sides.
Of course, but at the
So
end of the day, you just don't let it bother you. You just go on living life, don't you?
right, but my point is, I think people be more engaged in politics if, like, instead of voting for parties, we actually voted on like major decisions
Yeah, you
that
can
the
do that with
politicians we elect
petitions.
will do.
Petitions is
Petitions,
a way
like,
of doing it, I guess.
yeah, but that only means they have to talk about it. Like, you can't ever make them like pass a law. That,
No, I think with a certain signature, they like debate making it a law or something.
yeah, they have
Yeah,
to
they
debate it after a certain amount, but they
they
can't.
talk
It
about
doesn't.
it. They never
But it doesn't
passed
mean they
that
actually
shit.
will.
Let's not be
Yeah.
ridiculous.
Yeah, I
Um,
mean,
I don't think that like you know, I don't think going like full
I mean, it's
everything
what
becomes a
Switzerland does.
referendum is a very good idea.
Majik, you're a Switzerland fanboy. It's what Switzerland does. If like a fifth of the population or something, or I don't know if it's a fifth, like a 10th or a 20th or something like that of the population, want an issue to be voted on, they have a referendum where the entire country gets to vote yes or no for this issue or whatever. You know, and that's taken. The politicians have nothing to do with the outcome of that decision, apart from, you know, PR, I guess, like if they support it one way or another. But like, it's like the people themselves who are actually voting for, you know, the change.
Here's the difference though. In Switzerland, they're sensible people. I wouldn't trust the UK population with that kind of political responsibility. Switzerland has a very unique history of this sort of confederalism that has breeded this unique economic environment, just like you know our history has developed this unique economic political
Did
environment.
It has a
Switzerland get rich
unique amount of
from
competence.
resources?
So
Like, how did it get rich from banking or resources?
Well, you know, it was rich with resources because you got like you know rare metals and stuff
Indeed.
in the mountains.
Really?
I mean, not even rare, just like you know iron and copper and shit.
Oh right, okay.
Um,
I thought you were gonna like go into some like Lord of the Rings shit or some shit, you know.
oh no, they have Mithro, yeah.
There's gold under the mountain.
As diamond.
There's something worth more than gold in these hills.
Swiss
lapis
people were the
lazuli.
first.
That's a Minecraft one.
Swiss people were the first people to make diamond armor. That's why they are like so powerful,
Yeah,
even though they're quite small.
That's how that's how they defeated like Frederick of House Habsburg in 1216 at the Battle
Bro, how do you know that date?
Bruinwannen, where the
You making this
Swiss
up?
diamond armor pikemen
I was gonna say.
held the line in the valley of Asmangure. No, I'm making all of this up.
Asmangudda.
But that's basically what happened.
I
That's
wanna visit
basically
Asmangudda.
Asmangure. Osman. No, but that's basically what happened. The Habsburgs tried to invade Switzerland, and the Swiss were like, "All right, let's get together, let's get some pikes, and let's
Because it's
stab
just
them."
mountains, isn't it? That's the thing with Switzerland.
Yeah.
There's literally nothing is flat in Switzerland. Literally, there are
No,
no flat surfaces on
literally.
Switzerland.
The roads aren't flat because it's always going up or down, so it's
You
just
can't, you couldn't recreate Switzerland in Minecraft
no.
because it's so like sloped that like the blocks having a flat surface that wouldn't make sense.
Yeah.
So yeah, there is actually a project going on. I don't know if we talked about this to recreate the world one-to-one scale in Minecraft.
Yeah,
It's
I've heard
going on
of that.
right now. It started like last year or something.
No way. Imagine
Yeah.
we did that.
No, it's mad. They've done a bunch of places already. They've done like what'd they do? They did Iceland,
No way.
Singapore.
They recreated it like meter by meter.
Yeah, one-to-one. Yeah, exactly.
That's
One
mad.
block is 1 meter, I think. Yeah. All the buildings, little villages and shit. They did Singapore,
Crazy.
the whole city.
Yeah.
Can't remember where else they did. I think somewhere in Indonesia or some shit. I'm not exactly sure, but it's fucking insane. I mean, this guy's got like 100, 200 people working for him, and they spend like a few weeks doing like one tiny bit of land in relation to the earth or whatever. Like
For
the
what
Iceland.
reason? Just out of achieving it, I guess.
Yeah, I guess really it's just a goal really.
I mean, you
They
know,
made
think about it.
Antarctica.
Like, you know, if like, you know, 20 years from now, you know, like, you ask the question, well, is there a one-to-one replica of the world in Minecraft? And their
There
answer is
is.
no. Then I'd be disappointed, frankly. It's like, what is humanity getting on with? Like, sorry. So
Yeah, you got a point.
I'm glad that that's gonna be a thing, you know, because future
But here's
generations can benefit.
here's
from it.
my problem. Here's my problem, right?
They can see what
when
the
it
world
comes
used
down-
to be like.
When it comes down to really like suburban areas in England, right? Because
Yeah.
here's the thing: all our roads are a little bit like not bendy necessarily, but in relation to other roads are coming off at like weird angles.
Trust.
All this
Yeah,
shit. They're
yeah.
all like
I
s- like
noticed
s-
that.
They're all a bit like slanted in a different direction.
Mhm.
None of them are straight. And then when you got very small scale structures, like 3 or 4 bedroom houses or whatever, in comparison to Minecraft, it's fairly and like skyscrapers, they're fairly small scale buildings. How do you deal with that and the sloping and shit? Because it'll be very obvious, even though when you look at a house, obviously you don't see like a slope. You don't see like a block and then like a meter inwards, like another wall or whatever. Like a wall and
Yeah.
then a meter inwards a wall.
I think you
So
just
how
have
are
to
you gonna?
accept that you're gonna just have to sort of average it and make do, and it's gonna look shit in some places.
It's gonna be
Yeah.
weird, like if you download the map and then go to your street
And
and
then
live.
it's wrong. You'd be pissed. You'd be like,
Yeah, word.
They
hey,
don't have
why do you
that
have to fuck
drainage
up
pipe
my
there.
road?
Bro, that door was replaced 10 years ago. Just 'cause it still looks like that on Google Maps.
Yeah. Well, and it's also like it can't be exact. You can't have the exact door colors because you don't have red doors in Minecraft. Like it's
Yeah.
just some shit that you just gotta forego.
Oh shit, yeah, what are they gonna do with doors? I mean, I've got a green door. My house is a green door.
No way.
Yeah, like a light green. It's not like a green, like,
Proper leprechaun, like you Irish or
no, no,
something.
no, not like a full deep green.
Yeah,
Like
it's got
more
it's
like
got
a,
it's got a clover like on the front, as a little like metal clover thing.
oh dear.
But you're saying it's not green. What color is it then?
Well, it's just a very sort of very light pastel-y green,
Ugh.
you know?
So like a B-Tech green, basically.
Yeah,
Like a
yeah,
like a hospital gown green.
yeah.
Jesus.
Shit. Maybe my house is like actually a hospital and I'm hallucinating.
You're the mental patient. Your mum
Yeah.
is actually just a nurse.
Have you seen that
Fuck.
film that Leonardo DiCaprio was in? That was like Shutter Island.
No, I don't think so.
Shutter Island.
That literally had like the same like kind of scenario. I don't want to spoil it, but it was like this guy who's in a mental hospital.
Damn.
The only Leonardo DiCaprio films I've seen are Wolf of Wall Street
Credit film.
and Inception.
Both.
Oh, you haven't
banging
seen
films.
Revenant? Gee, you got to see Revenant.
Nah.
That's a classic.
You
You got
haven't
an
seen
Oscar for that
Titan?
one.
What was it? No, not Titan.
Titanic.
Yeah, that's it.
I haven't seen
No, I haven't
Titanic.
seen Titanic. Why the fuck would I watch Titanic? Got some fucking like women singing.
Bro, it's the most. It's the most like those films that just like fucking girls love because it's like proper like romantic and shit.
Exactly, like
It's
fuck
fucking
that.
drivel. It's so dead.
Exactly, and I know it's gonna be drivel. So why would I force myself to watch it?
For culture, for cultural reasons.
For cultural reasons, bro. I'm
Gee,
I'm
if
a
that's
separate
culture, then fuck culture. I'm done. I'm done.
Yeah,
Fuck you, man.
start my
Because
own
it's one of
fucking
those
culture.
films you gotta watch. It's like Lion King.
I'm not
We're
gonna.
gonna look
I'm
back
not
on it
gonna
and
hold
cringe at it, but
myself.
you
You
can't
don't
go
look
to
to
the grave
hold
not
it.
watching Lion King. You can't go to the grave
Luke,
not watching
Luke,
Toy Story. You can't go
To,
to
like,
the grave not
you know what?
society's
watching
I'm gonna
Titanic.
piss you off
Formist
more.
despotism of like
Luke,
telling me
I'm
what I
gonna
gotta
piss you
watch.
off. I'm gonna piss you off a little bit more. Never sat through the entirety of Lion King either.
That doesn't piss me off. It just
Oh,
disappoints.
it's just oh shit. Now I just feel like a mug.
Unlucky. Wait,
Oh,
Lion
shit.
King, like what the original like animated Disney thing.
Yeah.
Uh,
Obviously, I haven't been to fucking watch it on stage. I'm not. I'm
I
not
have.
twat. Oh, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, my brother like his year did like a play of it in primary school.
Oh right.
Yeah.
Oh right. Yeah,
Yeah,
plays on.
I wasn't
really the
paying
one.
attention. I was like in the back fucking around with some fucking ginger kid.
I remember being one of the three wise men. Or was I one of the three kings? I think they did three
What, in
kings.
Stanley?
Yeah.
Stanley has some good plays to be fair.
Yeah, but they were some
Like-
shite ones as well.
Yeah, what,
Yeah, but remember, like every year it would be like play. It would be like the play, it'd be like theatre day. It was
Yeah,
always fucking
yeah.
jokes, to be fair.
Yeah, you didn't have to do much work either. You just spent like
It's
an
I'm
hour
like
or
the
2
expert.
hours just like.
Watching some shitty play and just having a laugh.
It was fucking whack, actually. I can't lie. I don't know why we did them. I guess it's just for like your parents to be like, "Oh, well done."
No, I never acted in them. I just watched them. But
I
you
was one of the
actually
wise
act.
men. Mate. Yeah, I was one of the wise men.
No way.
When
Yeah.
we did nativity, there was like they had like a bunch of like toy soldiers or something. It's like really weird concept. And so I was like one of the toy soldiers. You like fucking put like aluminium foil on yourself or some
What, in the
shit.
nativity?
Yeah,
Why did they have toy soldiers in the nativity play?
I don't know, 'cause they wanted to commercialize it like Christmas presents or some
What
shit.
were they like? What do you mean toy soldiers though? Like what?
Like metal toy fucking robots or some shit.
You were dressed up like a robot
Yeah.
in the nativity play.
Yeah.
Jesus meets Terminator. Fuck.
Pretty
That would
much.
be a final boss battle to end all final boss battles.
It would, wouldn't it? If Jesus died, then like before he was sacrificed on the cross or whatever,
Mm.
if the Terminator killed him before he could, die, then all our sins would never have been forgiven, and we'd all like
And we'll all
automatically
rot
go
in
to
hell
hell.
forever
Yeah,
and ever.
all rot in hell forever.
The Pontius Pilotron 3000.
Fuck, man. We came pretty close there. I mean, thank God Jesus defeated Terminator.
Yeah.
Fuck, man.
But then he came back. That's the thing.
What, Terminator?
Yeah, well, Jesus as well, but yeah, Terminator
Yeah.
came back.
No, Terminator died, surely.
Nah, he was just weakened. He lost his physical form, but
Oh,
his like
cool.
codes remained, in a backup
The thing is, because
server.
he's a robot, he doesn't actually have to fear like heaven and hell. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he doesn't have a soul.
He don't have a soul, so he'll never go heaven or hell. So
He'll go
basically,
into robot hell, though.
silicon hell,
Silicon
Yes.
Valley.
silicon heaven.
Shit.
What would that look like?
It'd be like,
Those are naked robots. Don't know.
it'd just be like hair dryers playing harps. With wings.
Alexa, like, going around.
Alexa's
What's wrong?
bopping.
Walk one to everyone.
Literally
Fucking
just
spies on you,
over and
man.
over. No, because in Alexa's heaven, she's literally just like saying hello constantly.
Alexa.
Yeah, she's just like hello.
Wait, what's it? What?
What is it like? Is it
Say
like
when you
Portal?
turn it on? There's like a catchphrase. They have.
Yeah,
catchphrase?
I swear this has like a signature, like not
Wait, who?
catchphrase.
Who?
Alexa, like when you talk,
Oh.
to it, like when it turns on, maybe. I don't know.
Ooh, I don't know. I don't know. I've got an Alexa, but I've actually never used it, and I think the battery's
Get rid
taken
of
out.
it. Let's have a bloody spies on you. Man.
Brother, it's never been turned on.
Why did you get it then?
I don't know. I think my parents bought it for me one year, and then
Sell
I
it
just
off. Get rid of it. Get some money for it.
I don't know where it is now, to be honest. Could be anywhere, mate.
it's
I
like
don't know where it is.
it's like fucking in some
Making
cum-ridden
babies,
sock
like,
under your
under your
bed,
bed.
just like festering and developing like some master plan to take over the world.
That's
Oh,
probably it, mate. Fucked it. You should have got rid of it ages ago.
It's got like weird, creepy robot spider legs now.
Yeah.
And it scurries around my room while I'm sleeping.
It like
It's like that.
it
It's like a thing in
fused
Toy Story.
with
You
the
remember that
bugs
thing
in
in
the
Toy
room.
Story with the baby head?
Oh
Yeah.
my god, yeah.
It literally looks like that, but instead it's just Alexa.
Christ.
Oscar, I know you've been hearing things in the night. Like, this explains it all, doesn't it?
It explains a lot, actually. I thought I had schizophrenia. But I guess it's just Alexa with robot spider legs.
Well, You
So
might
thank God for that.
you might also have schizophrenia.
Well, yeah, but well,
Don't we all? Don't we all?
Indeed.
I mean, yeah, it is a little bit weird that Alexa changes voices and direction. But I mean,
It's nothing to worry about.
it's got legs, so it can move, and if it can make legs, it can probably change its own voice. So it's fine, whatever. Yeah, whatever. Yeah, fuck it.
Fuck.
Fuck you, Alexa. I think this is a good time for a break.
Alright.
For sure.
We're back.
Yes, yes.
Actually,
Talking of back, my back. I think my back is the back of a 50-year-old. I've the worst like just positioning on my bed and stuff.
yeah.
'Cause I don't have a desk. Like
No,
anyone's been in my room like knows I have a desk like because my room is so small.
Oh, trust me, the desk does not guarantee good back positions. I like always find
better
No,
it
I
than
the
know,
bed,
but I
though,
mean,
weirdest
surely.
slumps to fucking be
I know,
in.
but I basically like sit on my tailbone all day. And my
Oh,
back is
my
like
tailbone
curving.
is like my tailbone like goes
My
to the
tailbone is
side.
like slightly curved. I think I've like curved it out a bit.
My
Like, 'cause
tailbone is
I
definite.
can't do sit-ups. I can't do
No,
sit-ups.
I have the same
You know,
thing. Yeah,
like I just feel the bone like at the bottom.
yeah,
Like when I like go up and down,
yeah. Same.
it's weird. And I think it's just because I've sort of like ground it down over the years of just
Because you
having
just sit
terrible
on your bed
position.
all day.
Well, yeah, because I don't have a desk and my computer's right there at my bed and like, the screen's right there. So like I can just sort of stay there. I can't. There's nowhere where else in the house I can go really. So yeah,
Fairs.
Well, you gotta do some yoga, man.
I used
Like
to do a bit of yoga.
sun salutation and that I do that shit. Fucking helps my back tons.
Yeah, my neck is actually giving me a bit of jip.
Yeah.
Fucking,
Just gotta
I
stretch out,
slept
like, do a 360 with it, you know what I'm saying?
a 360 like an owl.
No, bro, like, just in a circle. You just twist it around in a circle.
No, yeah, you
Oh,
just rotate it on the knob.
Just
You know.
rotate it, yeah, that's the
no,
way.
I know. I've been doing that all day because I slept on it funny,
Do
and
it
it's like
do it
a bit
like an Xbox
fucked.
controller, just joystick. You know, just sort of
Yeah.
round like that.
Just twist it around. I'm doing it right now. It's great.
Oh man, yeah. I wonder if we're gonna like, because this is I mean, we talked about this before about how like the Greys, like the aliens or whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, they might be us in the future because they look quite like us. They got like similar proportion or like not proportions, but like in terms of the general sort of
What are you
structure,
basing?
the
Here's
arms and
here's
the
the
legs.
thing though. Here's the thing. The Greys are a creation of humans, right?
Not necessarily.
Well,
The
at
what?
least they've been in the human experience for a long time, right?
Fairly, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Where it originally comes from, that's sure you can conspiracize about it or not, but it's a thing that's been in the human psyche, so it represents something to us. And I think it does represent some sort of like futuristic, ascended, vision of maybe ourselves or just an element of humanity.
Yeah, because they got really like big heads, but their bodies are really fucking small. And maybe that's because they sit down all day and like look at screens, you know?
Yeah.
Like their bodies just
Maybe
don't
they.
feel the need to
I
like
like to
develop.
think they have like mech suits and shit.
You'd hope so, because if we haven't invented mech suits by the time that we're the Greys or whatever, if they are our future selves, I'd be a little bit disappointed to be quite honest.
I think Wally is the future.
Wally, well, we're all gonna
What?
be like a
We're all gonna
spaceship
be
and stuff.
fat. We're all gonna be
Yeah,
fucking like all-in-one AI like transporter.
What I wonder is like, why is everyone in that ship American? Like, did the Americans just like tell everyone else to fuck off and die?
America is
no,
the best country in the world.
no, Majik, it was the exact opposite. Every other country was like, we can't have these fat Americans on our ship. If we're gonna, we won't be able to take off if we include these guys.
But it was too late. Everyone else died.
Oh no, the British space fleet is still out
The
there.
British.
It never got back to Earth. It still does. The British space fleet still doesn't know that Earth is like growing green again or whatever.
Yeah.
So
The
Just out there having a blast.
yeah,
HMS Aurora
they're
Borealis
have
or some
like
shit.
raves. They probably like colonized a new planet. They probably like colonized some sort of like native alien species that only has like spears and stuff. And they're like giving them a bit of democracy or whatever.
Gee,
Is the
imagine being
UK?
born on a spaceship and growing up on a spaceship.
That would be mad.
I think
I kind of like that. I think that'd be kind of cool.
that terrifies me, man. Like, not being on the ground and shit and seeing the world. Nah, gee.
I think I kind of like that.
I'd like the idea if we like conquered a new planet and it's just as good as that.
That'd be great. Or I think it would be even cooler if there already were like planets that just had like aliens on them.
Mm.
You could just go. You like we find the technology that we can go into, you know, light speed or warp drive or hyperdrive speed or whatever the fucking like fictional universe equivalent is, you know, or like go through a wormhole or whatever, and we can get through to like just the planet. It only takes like a couple days to get there in your spaceship. You like trade some like goods and stuff, you know. That'd be cool.
That'd be
Like,
sick.
could you imagine being an intergalactic trader? Like
I
just
mean,
going around.
it's a long way off, but it'd be mad.
You know, there's a game where
Yeah.
you can literally roleplay as an intergalactic trader.
Is it?
Yeah, I have it. It's called Elite Dangerous. You're in a spaceship and you're flying around galaxies and shit. You go into hyperdrive. You fucking
Do
cruising
you have
around.
to be a trader, or could you be like a bounty hunter?
You can be a
'Cause
bounty
that's another thing
hunter.
I'd wanna
You can be a miner. You can join
Oof.
factions. It's
Oof.
pretty sick actually.
Hey,
Oh no, I'm not a big faction joiner. I'm more of a faction creator. You know,
I don't know if
person.
you. I don't know if you can create a faction actually. I haven't played that much of the game because like, fucking going
what
between.
game is this?
It's called Elite Dangerous. I think it came out like
Never heard of it.
2015 or something.
Being a bounty hunter would be sick. Luca, have you seen the Mandalorian?
No, what's that?
Oh, bro, the Mandalorian is like it came out on like, I mean, you can torrent it and shit. It's basically like, you know,
This
like,
podcast does not sponsor torrenting, by the way. Disclaimer.
no, we don't. Or are sponsored by. We're not sponsored by Pirate Bay.
We're not
That being
sponsored
said,
by Unblocked.it.
or
With that
yeah.
being said, I would love to get sponsored by RnBA.
That'd be so sick.
The question is like, well, first of all, Pirate Bay is the one that everyone knows already, but also, like, who's paying us?
Pirate Bay.
But what
For
what
the-
is
for
Pirate Bay?
promotion. The torrent site.
Yeah, but who owns that?
I don't know. Whoever owns it.
We'll just hit them up, be like, yo, we're gonna start a Pirate Bay like clothing line. That'd be
When
all over that
Majid,
shit.
when like you know, BetterHelp or some shit advertises, you don't need to look up who their CEO is. You know.
Exactly.
I don't think Pirate Bay has a
That's fine.
CEO. I don't think they're
Well,
a company.
there's probably a guy there who's like the admin though.
Yeah.
That's probably a boss. It's probably the guy who invented it.
Yeah.
What if there isn't though?
By the way, the Mandalorian, like you remember like Boba Fett from Star Wars and like
Yeah,
Jango
yeah,
Fett.
yeah,
They
yeah.
had all that armor and stuff.
Mhm.
Well, it's basically like another Don who wears like a similar sort of armor and follows like a similar
And
sort of
what film?
creed. No, it's a TV show called The Mandalorian. It's like
Oh,
two
right,
seasons
right.
have come out, and like every episode is
Netflix.
like half an hour, 40 minutes long.
It's on Netflix.
Nah, it's on Disney Plus. That's what I'm saying. Like I torrented it because
Oh, right.
we got Netflix and we got Amazon Prime, but we don't have Disney Plus. So
Ah,
fuck that.
don't get Disney. Ah,
Yeah.
just to watch fucking what was that big movie back in the day? Frozen.
Oh, and Frozen 2, don't forget.
That was the second Frozen.
Oh, of course there was.
Was
Gee,
it couldn't
they're
just end it on one
incapable of not
Frozen?
making a sequel. You understand? Like if they're gonna make all the effort to make a new IP, a new Disney
Yeah,
princess,
you're right.
I'm gonna
they
make
they
a
they're making a franchise out of it. There's gonna be a third one and a fourth one. Shrek 5.
I hate that. Shrek 5. What the fuck is Shrek 5?
Shrek
Why is there a
5
Shrek
is
Just end
a
it,
is a
just end
ghost
it.
that I've avoided all my life.
An
quite
Ice Age
successfully.
5. Why is there an Ice Age 5?
Imagine if
Oh my
OG
God.
Shrek saw Shrek 5.
He would vomit. You know, he'd be like,
Yeah.
"Get out of my swamp, you sack of shit, you fucking sellout,
You
scumbag.
washed up piece of shit, get out of here.
You've
right
become
now."
everything I hated. You're a king."
Donkey comes up to Shrek. You know, he's like, "Hey, Shrek, I got the latest Shrek 5." And then Shrek's like, "Donkey, what the fuck is Shrek 5?"
What was that thing back in the day about like Shrek and like some weird shit?
Shrek is love, Shrek is life.
Oh, that was some special stuff.
That was great.
And Miles started not to call him out, but he like embraced that shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. But he loved all of that sort of cringy, like mainstreamy sort of memes. Like
Ah,
that was the first. I think Shrek is Love. Shrek is Love was like one of the first big like mainstream like memes.
yeah, man.
Like that everyone our age sort of knew. And
It
there was
was
like 9 plus 10 as well. That was my
like
days.
looking back, bro. That was some weird shit to like be
9 plus 10.
at that age. Do you know what I mean?
I was never on 9 plus 10. I must admit. I thought that even at years,
What's
even when
that?
I was 21.
Oh right, yeah.
Yeah.
Were you on the
Fuck.
dab? Were you on the whip?
No, I was not on the dab. Although I was convinced to do a dab one time by Tom Roadnight.
Were you on the Nene?
I was not on the nay, no.
Oh, nay.
that is like the peak of humanity, bro. And it was thought.
Peak things, indeed.
But
Oh,
now it's TikTok, innit? That's the new term.
fuck TikTok. I'm not.
Alex was
Do you have
saying that apparently there's promotional capacity in that. Can you attest to that, Luca?
In what?
In TikTok, like, because that's basically where you go to get exposure nowadays, isn't it?
I don't know if I would want to be associated with TikTok.
I mean, I wouldn't, but Alex
Yeah,
was
me
chatting about some shit.
Really?
Yeah.
What
Alex,
you trying to do on
yeah,
it?
Alex likes TikTok.
I mean, Alex is a hustler, you know. He's just gonna hustle everything he can.
No, I wouldn't go near TikTok to be honest.
Yeah, I just don't see the point.
I mean, I'm afraid of installing that shit on my phone because I'm worried the Chinese are gonna like infest it or some shit.
That's America trying to ban it because of that. They were like, oh, it's a Chinese app and they're doing shit with it.
Fuck the Chinese government. We are not sponsored by the Chinese government. That we can safely say.
See,
If we were, it would be a different podcast.
I'd rather be sponsored by Pirate Bay than the Chinese government. So
And,
Pirate Bay, if you are listening,
so-
yeah, think about that.
consider it. Yeah. Here's a
Yeah.
hot take. A lot of
Alright.
people always say, "Oh, you know, fuck the CCP, fuck the Chinese government, fuck the Chinese Communist Party," right?
Yeah.
And I feel
Well, I
like
don't know anyone like that.
I feel like that's like a bit misguided, you know. I'm in the unenviable position of being for the Chinese government but against the Chinese people.
Bruv, that is a
Say
cold
what?
take. That is a cold
Say
take.
what?
I'm pretty sure Bill Hicks said something like that.
Yeah, no, I literally ripped off his joke.
Yeah,
Yeah, he said like,
completely-
I'm for the war but against the soldiers. That's what he
Yeah,
said.
I'm for the war but against the troops, yeah. Fuck. Man's just gonna rip off Bill Hicks like that, like it was no one's
You called
business.
him out for it. Played, bro.
This podcast is honest. Well, I am anyway,
Well, so
I
am
mean-
I.
That's why I'm the ruminator and Cheek's the bullshit artist, so... Yeah.
Well,
That's
you know,
how-
the thing that I liked about that is that it was ambiguous. You know, which one's the ruminator and which one's the bullshit artist. You know, that's I think really
Yeah, I know.
contributes to the essence of it. It's fucking long though. All the titles are like stretching to the limit
What titles?
for the podcast.
No.
Well, maybe you shorten it to like the RnBA or something.
Nah.
And then
I
keep
hate
it in
acronyms.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
not in the thumbnail, keep it the same. Keep it ruminating the bullshit artist. But just in the name, just say R and then like capital R, small N, capital BA, and then colon episode whatever, or whatever you'd normally do for the titles. And then what we talk about. I think that'd be a lot shorter, and you'd
The
still see.
RnBA vaccine. Sounds like some DNA strand.
Yeah.
RNA, DNA.
The RNA polynucleotides are homogeneously linked to the mitochondria.
See, that's
They're gonna
definitely
hack your
out of
DNA. They're
bounds.
gonna hack us DNA and mind control us. We've officially lost.
They're going to use 5G. They're going to use 5G to hack our mental our mental
Yeah, but
minds.
Oscar, it's for your own good, alright? Your mind is sick, alright? You need to be set straight on the path of prosperity. And the
No,
Luke,
truth
you-
is,
you're big in you like musical conspiracies and shit, don't you? Have you
musical
heard anything?
ones.
Yeah. I've heard you talking about like
Oh shit, about
weird
like
like
artists
musical.
like
Yeah.
selling their soul and shit.
Didn't you say Tupac was gay or some shit?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
facts. That's not to say I'm not homophobic at all, but like, isn't it weird that like he portrayed this thug image, but like secretly like free?
Yeah, man. Are there
That's
any?
a
Have you been
big
like
thing.
looking into that recently? Like any sort of
Yeah, that's a big thing.
fuck?
That's like because I'll tell you the theory if you want to hear it.
Yeah.
So basically, as part of Satanism, they like believe in homosexuality because it goes against like the norm of what God said.
Mm.
But I don't believe in this stuff, but this is what these people believe.
Right. Yeah.
So if you want to like really pop off and get that big streaming, play those concerts, you know what I'm saying? Like get to that level,
Mhm.
you have to do a few rituals, a few rituals involving homosexuality and stuff like that.
oh well, that's
So,
definitely happening.
who do you think was involved? Like Tupac was like blowing like
Ronald
like Ice
Reagan.
Cube.
Details. I don't know the details.
Wait, so did they have him over like at Bohemian Grove?
Yeah, no, they would have like those like puff parties. You know, Puff Daddy,
Yeah.
Yeah.
that rapper. Even his name, bro. I didn't even clock it until like I found out. But like, that should be called Puff.
Yeah. Word.
Puff Daddy.
Yeah, it's a bit Epstein vibes right there. Rip.
Do you think the musical conspiracies and like the people involved in that like link in to like the
Yeah.
overarching New World
I
Order
think the
conspiracy?
Illuminati has a big hold in music industry.
Mm. Why do you think that is? Like, why do you think they're like they want to
I've
get
made-
big into the music?
Well, music is influential, isn't it?
It's very influential.
Yeah.
I mean,
Think
they've
about what's popular now. Think about the rap music, which is the most popular form of music, right? That's a fact.
I guess so.
What kind of messages they're like giving out?
I don't know. I don't listen to
get
like
money,
much.
get holes,
But
Get hoes,
show
take
people.
loads of drugs.
I think we did talk last time about
fuck the
like.
police.
Do you remember Luke?
Kill
Luke, do
this
you remember?
guy.
Do you remember Mr. Wilkinson bingo? Like where in Teddington, where like you try and like guess what Mr. Wilkinson was gonna say in like his Christmas speech or whatever.
Oh no, I didn't play that.
Ah, we always played that. It was like you'd write down some shit that you'd expect Mr. Wilkinson to say, like because he always said something. Like you'd write down, anecdote about family. When my family moved from Manchester to London, we found it very hard to adjust and settle in, and so on and so forth. You'd always say like 5 or 6 things out of like 10 or 12 things that he'd always say, you know. There's a similar thing I think with like a lot of modern rap, which is like money, talking about getting money, yeah, smoking fuckloads of weed, yeah,
Drinking loads, taking loads of
banging
weed,
bear
taking loads
girls,
of, taking loads of perks, taking loads of stands.
banging bear
Just-
girls,
Just basically stuff that ruins your life. That's what they're putting out there. That's the message
stabbing
they
some
put
dom,
out. Yeah.
stabbing
Look at
some
Joe,
dom. There's a
look at
fuckload
Joe.
of songs where someone's like, "I'll run up and stab him, yeah. I'll run up and
Do you know
knife
what's
that."
probably the most popular like genre right now, right?
There's Irish drill.
Yeah, I've heard of it.
What the fuck, Irish drill?
Mate, there's drill everywhere now. Any sort of little village has probably got
Do you
like a
think it's
little
French
drill
drill?
fella.
No,
Yeah,
there's not French drill.
There's Spanish drill. There's German drill.
How could there be
Anything.
French drill? French is not a language for drill.
Drill's
Ah, you
unfair.
just don't
Kill
believe, mate.
you.
Just don't believe.
What about German? You couldn't have drill in German because it would sound like a Nazi rally. Surely.
Exactly, that's the point. That's hard.
The revival of German Nazism through the drill scene. Vice documentary.
Adolf Hitler was very into his drill.
But they can't get told off because it's fucking drill, isn't it? Like,
Yeah,
drill
exactly.
music, isn't it?
Yeah, man.
The same
It's
like
freedom of speech.
talking about like killing cheese and shit. Got them shaved heads.
Oh man. Unknown Nazi. My don. My main German drill don.
Unknown SS.
Oh dear. Well, that was distasteful. Wow. What other countries do you think there's like like Algeria?
Everywhere. Everywhere. I bet every country has one drill song.
Probably right at this point. Why though? Why why?
I
Because
don't know what the appeal
all the
is.
lyrics
I don't
are
know.
the same though. Like I said, smoking mad weed, knifing some don, getting bare girls, making
Money.
mad money, sometimes getting some chicken. They do say
Yeah.
that a lot.
Yeah.
They do say that a lot. And I've noticed in a lot of like this cloud rap shit, they talk about rice a lot. I don't know what that is about.
Nah, I like cloud rap. I like cloud rap.
No, I know. I like it, but like they do talk about rice a lot. They love their rice in cloud rap.
No, the cloud rap, they love their weed. They
And
love
their
their
rice. They love their rice.
right.
Majid can testify.
They
They
do.
love their
They
rice.
do like rice,
They mention rice in nearly
Well,
every
I'm
song.
not-
which is why I like them because I like rice.
I
really
never
do.
hear them talk about rice.
I think that was just one song, Oscar.
No, there's definitely multiple songs, man.
No, we listened to like 2 of them.
We listened to at least like 8.
Oh yeah, Alone. Yeah. Initially,
What,
we
8 of them
listened
had
to a bunch of them,
rice?
but none of them had rice. It was only like
No, like a fucking a bunch of them had rice, man.
maybe you like misheard it and then you like associated it later.
Yeah.
Maybe I heard, or no, maybe I heard it when I was talking to like Alex or some shit, and like you'd sort of gone offline or whatever. Because I know Alex was playing some music, so it might have been then. Because I know for one that I've heard multiple, at least like 3 cloud rap songs that mention rice,
It
and they
could
were
have
by
just been
different
a
artists.
coincidence though, because I've listened to like hundreds and I've
No,
never heard them talk about rice.
no, you're just not listening deep enough.
Well, there's at least one. There's at least one that is literally about rice. So,
Yeah.
Oh, just rice.
well, and something with it probably because eating
What's
just
the
rice
fuss
is a bit.
about? It's just rice, man.
Man, I like the thing is with rice though, it's like rice is only good with other things. You couldn't just eat a bowl of rice. You get me?
Wait, it has to have at least soy sauce.
Has to have some like chow mein or whatever. If it's Chinese rice, if it's like egg fried rice, you gotta have some like chow mein or whatever,
What's
and
that?
like some sauce. Chow mein, like Chinese noodles.
Oh, right. You have rice with the noodles. What?
Fuck yeah, mix it all together.
Bruh, I've never heard of anyone doing.
I love
That's
mixing like
proper British, like
mate, I love
mixing
mixing like all when I have like food, when I have a meal, I just mix like everything. Like I have a bit of everything with a bit of everything else.
No, I do that
Not
as
all
well,
at
but I
once,
would never
but, like,
mix rice and noodles. I'd either have a noodle dish or a rice dish.
oh no, we got noodles and rice right next to each other, same plate, mate.
What?
Like, yeah.
I might
Jesus.
have to try that. I'm always open to new like shit. I might have to try that.
Get some noodles, just mix it with a bit of rice, just put it in your mouth at the same time on your fork. It's perfect, mate. You're getting the flavor from the rice and the thing
They
is,
go
it's
together
like
so well.
yeah. It's like the total is greater than the sum of its parts. You know, like chow mein by itself, not that great. Rice by itself, not that
Not that
great.
great.
But
Yeah.
together, they have a like a pure synthesis, a harmony, if you will. It's
That
something
sounds.
else. Mix that with a fucking black bean sauce with chicken
Yeah.
and like little vegetable bits in it and stuff, and then pour a bit of that on top of all of it. Yeah, get some of the sauce mixed in with the rice and the noodles and some of the chicken and vegetable bits. Yeah, just get a bit of everything in your fork. Just shove that in your mouth, and you're in heaven, mate. I don't give a shit what anyone says. Nothing will ruin that meal for me. That is such a good fucking meal.
Yeah, to be
So
fair.
good.
Chinese hits different.
Although Indian rice is also pretty good.
Nah, I think Chinese is better.
I don't know actually. I do like it, like some rice with some chicken and like some curry sauce, like or like a tikka. Yeah,
Nah, to be fair, Indian is done as well.
Indian is dank. The thing is though, you know, like I don't like it too hot. I'll be honest, because like I feel like when you get it too hot, like you're just not tasting the actual flavor of the thing.
It's just uncomfortable. Like I've had it so many times because they always overdo it. Not overdo it, but like you can't really customize it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I find when things are like just like some people just want to get like the hottest thing there is, right? But I'm like, then you don't actually like taste it at that point. You
But
know what I'm
that's a
saying?
macho thing. They're like, oh,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
can
yeah,
have this spice, like, oh.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But there's like a big culture of that, you know. There's like a big like culture of that.
Oh no, I don't really get that. It's kind of whack.
Yeah, it's kind of funny, but
Oh mate, I could eat more curry than you. Got a bigger dick. Hey, wait.
but it wouldn't sound like that. That's
I
that's
think a lot
John.
of them do.
That's John down the road.
I've heard that like when you have the reason why people do like that sort of burning, that sort of hot, spicy taste, if
It's
it
to
can
make
even be
them
called a
sweat.
taste. It's not that, it's like it burns some of your taste buds and you get like addicted to the endorphins that are released. Like that
You can
quench the
definitely get addicted to spice, 100%.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Defo. I think it's the sort of same
Street spice.
mechanism that people get addicted to like working out or whatever. Like you get addicted to like not just like the pain or whatever of like properly like working out your muscles and shit, but like the endorphin response that kicks in that makes you feel fucking great after you've really like gone for like something, you know,
But it's definitely harder to get addicted to working out than it is to like something. Do you know?
to get to the spicy food.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, I'd say so.
Because at least there's some kind of effort for you to get the reward. Like a lot of things nowadays, it's just no effort, loads of reward, and that's what makes it addictive.
Mm. Yeah, that is pretty much it. We are entering into an ever more consumptionist culture, if that's a word.
Nah, it's just like a pleasure culture, really.
Well, yeah, that's what I mean. Like, we're just where people don't really like care for the things that they use and derive pleasure from. You know what I mean? They just buy a new tablet, buy a new iPad. You know, buy the latest phone, buy whatever.
I mean, I was talking more about like drugs and shit and whatnot, and like shit food and stuff like that. They're both very
They're very addictive. Yeah. Would you say there's more drug addicts or food addicts?
food, but
Food.
not that much.
But like when I say food addicts, I mean like obese.
Oh, I
Do you think
mean,
it's more obese people or like
then
I mean, you
hard
don't need
drug
to be
addicts?
obese to be a food addict, though.
No, I know, but I'm
Like,
just saying like
you know, like
that's a good point.
Diana, she like fucking ate desserts and then she would just vomit.
Diana, what Queen Princess Diana.
Yeah. She
What
had,
she
like,
would,
she had
What,
an
she
like a
was
eating
so
dog?
disorder.
addicted to sugar. She was like
Don't
that
dogs do
addicted
that?
to sugar.
Don't dogs do that? Don't they like get like eat when they like eat like no, well, not chocolate because that kills them. When they eat like a lot of things, right, a big meal, they throw up and then they like eat the vomit. I've heard dogs do that.
That's nice.
Really?
Does Diana, did she eat the vomit back again or?
Nah, nah.
But what do you mean she was addicted to eating?
Well, she
You
would
can
just
be,
like,
bro.
Do
you
you mean
know,
she like
she,
forced herself to throw up so that she didn't gain weight?
yeah.
Oh, fucking
But
hell!
I
That
think the
yeah,
most
that's like
common food
anorexia.
addiction
Yeah.
is sugar. Like loads of people are addicted to sugar.
Yeah, because sugar's in nearly everything nowadays.
But yeah, it just gives you a lot of pleasure. You know?
Yeah, it's whack 'cause it just hijacks like those sort of natural inbuilt sensors, you know. Because
Well,
in nature, like sugar is so rare, and it's normally like interlaced with
honey or something
yeah,
like
or
that.
like in a banana or a fruit or something. Um, so like if you think about it, you only need that much sugar in terms of the actual molecule for it to taste a lot like sugar, if you know what I mean. So you only need a little bit of sugar in like a banana or
So
whatever
now we're
to
just
get
like,
that
yeah,
kick, Yeah, yeah, yeah. But then like you start adding fuckloads of sugar, so that's really like all you can taste in like a lot of cases, you know? Oh, it's whack. It's whack. I don't know what we're gonna do though, because like how are we gonna? Because there are more people coming. There are, I mean, there are more humans, popping out of vaginas. That is still happening. So
yeah, cool.
how are we gonna like keep feeding everyone?
Just feed them all the excess sugar.
Yeah,
Now the whole world has to go vegan. Didn't want to be the one to say it, but I think it might be.
I think that's a terrible idea, G. Could you imagine all the fucking like monoculture crops and shit? Like all the crops, like the monoculture crops. Have you heard about the topsoil and shit in America?
Yeah, but you don't have to do it like that.
Well, no, you don't have to, but I mean, if we're talking about like local free range sort of like farming and stuff, I don't think like meat is any more detrimental to the environment than vegetables are in a way. Like,
Oh
you know
no,
what I
it
mean?
definitely is.
Like, no, no, when you talk about like local things,
No,
like
it's
local farming, that's not bad for the environment. Think people have been doing like local shit for thousands and thousands and thousands of years. I don't think there's anything really bad with that
it's not. It's
But
not
just
bad,
'cause
right?
environmentally.
you gotta
Like,
make
It's just
sure that
people
it's
don't
not though,
expect.
because just saying that it's local isn't good enough. Because like people in like fucking Palestine, locally cut a like cow's throat off and then hang it upside down for days to bleed out. So I mean, there's certain things that we should sort of.
yeah, but those dons aren't going vegan anyway. I'm not talking about that. All I'm saying is I don't think it like if you think about like cities, I think the problem is cities in a way. Because when it comes to cities, you do need these vast monocrop cultures, big factory farms,
No, but you don't. You don't. Because my point is that it takes so much less land to grow the vegetables.
Yeah, but you're fucking over the land. They say in like 60 years, there won't be any topsoil to even grow that shit anymore in America. You
But
won't be able to grow
but
things.
that happens naturally with plants. Like there were plants growing before humans like had agricultural
Yeah,
animals.
but the way that we do it, where we have only one plant, literally like when you see these vast fields of corn and shit, it's literally a clone of just one of those
Yeah, yeah, it's a
plants, and they're
monocrop. I know
all
what you
cloned.
mean.
Yeah, there's
But
no
it doesn't do
diversity,
that.
and because there's no diversity, it royally fucks up the soil in such a way where in 60 years, all of it might be unusable. I mean, that
But
is terrifying.
my point is that there's enough land to grow organic, free-range vegetables like they should be grown
Right.
to feed everyone, but there's not enough land for everyone to eat meat.
But I think if you're talking about making farming and food production more localized to people in terms of free range, like organic and stuff,
Yeah,
you know, because it does need to be more localized to do that. You do need more of a
yeah.
community like
You
impact
need
to
we
like
need
to
like
make that
more
realistic,
what are they called where you like go to like a place and then you
like a
grow your
commune.
oh there's a proper beginning with L.
Uh,
Allotment, that's it.
allotment.
Yeah, yeah, allotment where it's like a communal growing area and you can just grow your own veg then.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like, if you do it also local, free range, organic and shit, I don't think there's anything wrong with having animals. You know what I mean?
At the end of the day, like I don't think there'll ever be a law that will stop people from doing that. So if you
I
want
think,
to do
yeah.
that, that's calm.
No, I just
But
think the problem is factory farming, whether it's factory farming animals or factory farming vegetables. I don't care what it is. When you have like one big plot of land that's devoted entirely to one thing in a completely unnatural setting, it fucks up the environment. I think we can all agree with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But my
That's
point
my
is,
point.
if you're against factory farming but you're still for eating meat, it's literally impossible to like keep up your current consumption without like over like you. There's just not enough land. Do you know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, and I'm not under the delusion that everyone can eat a steak a day. I'm not, I'm not saying that at all. All I'm saying is that I think if you talk about it on a local sort of level with like land and shit, you know, humans have been doing that thousands of years, just sort of like owning
That's because there
some
was
cows,
less.
some
That's because
chickens,
there
some
was less
pigs.
land. There was like way less. There was
What do you mean
some.
what do you mean there's less land?
No, as in less people. Way
Oh,
less.
well, yeah, there are, but that's sort of my point as well. Like, I don't like the reason why we have factory farms for both like
Because there's too
monocrops
many people.
and, well, it's not necessarily too many people. It's just too many people clustered in one area, like cities. When you have a city like London of 9+ million people, you need factory farms to feed
Feed
that many
it.
people. Like, but if everyone the way I see it, right, the reason why cities became big in the 1800s and a bit earlier is because everyone needed to like go there to do productive things. They need to make money by working like factories and stuff. And then
It's
that
for
evolved.
money.
Yeah, exactly. And then that evolved into like offices and shit, right? And then now in most cities there aren't really like industrial manufacturing like factories, but there are like offices and shit, and that's like the modern equivalent. But now we have the internet. You don't need to go into an office building. You know what I mean? You don't, if you work in like an office setting, you don't need to go into an office. And if you're a company that is like an office style company, an accounting company, whatever,
Mm.
you don't need to hire out an office space anymore because everyone has the internet in this country anyway, and in all of the Western world, really everyone has internet. um so I think it's actually kind of plausible if like humanity wanted to go in that direction, that like we
But
just
that's so
sort of
sad, man.
abandoned
We'll just be all
cities.
like fucking attached to our screens all day. We won't see each other. We won't interact. We'll just
But
be
when you
all
go
like
to an
online.
office, like, like what? There's
Have
not
you
really
ever been
much
to one?
benefit.
Have you ever been?
No, but I have
Because
watched The
I've been
Office
to a
by
few.
Richard Mays.
But that's not an accurate representation.
Oscar, you
What?
realise that's actually a comedy?
But no, but what I'm saying is that I mean my dad works in an office and has done for all the time I've known him, and he fucking hates it. And I think you don't want to travel like an hour or an hour and a half into London or some shit to sit in an office which you hate 5 days a week, travel back an hour and a half or whatever. When you could get out of bed like 2 hours later or whatever, uh, and then just sort of get on a call and bing bang boom, and then when you're done, you're just at home, and then you can do what you want to do. You don't need to continue looking at the screen if that's not what you want to do. You can go and do other shit. It gives you more time. You don't have to travel there. You don't need to deal with cunts who are co-workers.
I guess, but you're looking at it in quite a like pessimistic way. Like how I see it and how I know certain people is that like their workspace is their like social is that's their community. You know what I'm saying? That's their social group. That's their friends are there. They're like that's do you know what I'm saying? So
Well,
if they
yeah, and
lost
I'm
that,
not
they would be
saying.
pretty lonely.
Well, maybe. I mean, I'm not saying this will like necessarily like happen, or like even if it does happen, I'm not saying it'll happen everywhere. But I think, I mean, a lot of I think especially after Corona, we're not
Mm.
going to see many new companies buying out office spaces
Emphasis. Yeah, that's true.
because there's not much point on an economic reason. I mean, they cost probably like a few like thousand a month to rent out or whatever, an office space.
Mm.
Um, and you got to get all the equipment and shit and all that shit. What you could do is just, you know, maybe give them like, 200, 300 quid to get whatever they need for their own like home office or whatever they need to do their work, and they can just stay at home and you can communicate over the internet. I mean, it's cheaper for everyone, it's easier for everyone, and I think even though it's kind of sad. Like that era of like sort of humans like working in offices together. I think that is sort of going to end. And it's not that like we will never use offices because sometimes a face to face is needed. Like, I'm not
Mm.
disputing that. Sometimes a face to face is definitely needed, but then you'd only need to rent it out for a day. You could rent out an office for a day or whatever for all the meetings, and then the rest of the week, someone else is renting it out on Thursday, someone else is renting out on Friday, someone else is renting it out on Monday, you know?
But I think that's sad because what I predict is gonna happen is you say, oh yeah, there's certain times it's gonna be you're gonna want face to face, but they're not gonna think that. They think if I don't have to go in this office, if I can just do everything online, why not just have this meeting? And then
Well,
there'll
and
be
maybe
like
that,
no human interaction. It'll all be on the screen. It'll all be
well,
I don't know.
yeah, I
It's
mean, maybe
just
that is what will happen. And I'm not, here's the thing, I'm not saying it is a good thing or a bad thing, right? I'm not
mm,
putting my own opinion on this because personally, I think like, I'd hate to work in an office personally.
mm,
I don't think I could do like a 9 to 5 job 5 days a week, like like nearly every week in a year, like go just in an office doing like whatever spreadsheets, whatever. I don't think
no,
I'm
I couldn't do that.
personally not built for that kind of work. I'm too
Yeah,
lazy. I'm too distracted. Uh, like it's just not for me at all. Um, I'm just saying that I think if you're talking about like startup companies and stuff, we're going to start seeing offices become less useful. And if that's the case, then people might think, well, instead of living in a busy ass city, especially as people get older, here's the thing. Because like when you're young, like the city's like great because there's nightclubs and bar and like pubs and bars or whatever, you know? But when you're like 30s, 40s, whatever, you don't necessarily want to be in a bustling city. And if you're working just an office job, you don't necessarily need to be if you've got an internet connection. So maybe you can just move out to the country or whatever, you know? And
yeah.
you might see this sort of like just decoalescence of people in a way. You'll just see people move from the cities and spread out
Into
back
the
into the sort
country.
of
I
countryside.
think that will make the world a better place.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Even though the office thing itself is not necessarily like good because you might not see like co-workers or make friends, I think it might be positive if you had that sort of more decentralized, localized system, That
Yeah,
might be good.
as long as there were like still communities in the villages and like
Well,
people
yeah,
just didn't
yeah, yeah,
become
yeah.
like
I
the
mean, here's
whole
the thing: people are social animals. They'll always live near each other, you know?
yeah, yeah,
It's
yeah.
just you don't need to live in the same density of a city. You don't need, you know, 30 people or whatever crammed into one apartment building, for example. You know? You could have like,
Yeah, I've never rated those high rise like flats.
yeah, like Croydon shit.
I think they're ugly and I think like it's just not good living conditions.
Well, I think you can get nice flats. I
Sure,
mean,
but a lot of them aren't.
well, yeah, that's true. I mean, I've seen a lot of flats and no, that's not true. I haven't seen a lot of flats. I've seen 2 flats, I think. But yeah, no, I mean, from I don't. All I'm saying is that I think, yeah, I think we might sort of get more localized. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe you think that's sort of realistic or not. I don't know. But I think that might sort of be how it goes eventually. Because we don't need to be this close to each other, really, like this on top of each other. And it does seem to. They've replicated it in rats.
Sorry, go ahead.
They've replicated it in rats where like I think if you put rats in the same population density as we put humans currently, they start getting mental disorders. They start going a bit crazy. They get a
No
bit
way.
more like yeah, yeah, yeah. They just get more agitated, a bit more like violent, I think. When you give rats the same population density as yeah, that's so bad, that you see in cities, you start seeing an increase in mental problems and shit. So it makes sense that it would be the same for humans. We're not supposed I mean, we're supposed to be in tribes, but not tribes of 9 million, you know?
We for most of our history we were just in like tribes of like 20,
Well, yeah, 20 to,
maybe more 50 or something.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
you could reach the low hundreds sometimes.
I think sometimes you can get like 150 people. I think they say 150 people is the most amount of people
You
that
can
you can
know.
know. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. I
yeah,
think it's
yeah.
Dunbar's number. Dunbar's number. Um, so I mean, there probably were tribes that are probably about that big, but once they get much bigger than that, they probably just split into two tribes, you know?
That's what I'm saying.
So yeah, we're not really built to live in cities, and it makes sense that you see fucking crazy people in cities more than you do like living in the countryside, probably,
Yeah.
because it's
My
mental.
grandparents live in the country and they're happy as can be.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So I think we might see more of that, more sort of just yeah. I don't know, Majid, you got anything to add? You've been kind of quiet for a bit.
Yeah,
Hmm.
I need to piss, so I've just been like my my attention has been diverted. Um, it's
You can
interesting.
have a piss, mate.
Yeah, maybe in a bit we'll have a little break. But I was just thinking like, Oscar, you were saying how like you wouldn't want to like do the whole office thing.
Mm.
Um, and I relate to that because I wouldn't either, and I'm glad that now, I'm working from home because it's way more convenient for me. But then I also noticed the other side where Luca was saying like, people like that sort of community element, and I have seen that in Bank of England that they're like, those people they do have like a little bit of a community and they do sort of care about the social element of it all.
Mm. Well, yeah, and that's all. I don't think that it will be the end for face-to-face meetings because they are useful still. Meeting someone in real life is always going to be better than talking to them online. I
Of
don't
course,
care.
I'm always gonna meet people in real life, of
Yeah,
course.
yeah,
But
yeah.
I feel like as a society, as a
Mm.
society,
Yeah,
Society is
because
is
think,
is
cause think,
suck.
you couldn't even FaceTime someone like 10 years ago. You had to meet them face to face if you
yeah,
wanted to see their
exact,
face.
exactly. Yeah, exactly.
It,
So, I
in
mean,
like
where's that going to lead?
in 5 years, it's gonna be even madder.
Yeah, I mean, people are working on like holograms and shit. I mean, how long until holograms exist? How long until you can have a little circle, a little sort of orb in your hand, and then out of it comes like the
Your
person's like
mate,
full body.
yeah,
Yeah, like 1/16th size or some shit, but perfectly accurate, and you can just talk to them like straight, like live, and they see you as a hologram. Like when's that gonna happen? I mean,
that's crazy.
it's gonna be mad. It's gonna be mad. How I think we're sort of rounding 2 hours, so we should probably wrap it up soon. But I do have one final question, which sort of does relate to this.
Hmm.
Which is sort of like just everyone's sort of viewpoint on how do we cope with the fact that we won't see parts of the future? How do we cope with the fact that if we live 100 years, in 200 years, there'll be even more shit that's fucking mental that we would have loved to experience but never will?
It
How do we
doesn't
deal with
matter.
it?
We'll be dead.
All right, but how do we do you never get a feeling like, oh, I wish I was born like a little bit later so I could experience like living on Mars or some shit?
No, I'm
But we,
not a big technology guy.
but we were literally talking about like being like an intergalactic trader like an hour ago.
That would have been cool. I would have rather grown up in like 60s or something, bro, and lived through that. Uh,
Really?
that
Oh,
seemed like a mad time.
See, I have a little bit of a different take. You can think about all the stuff you're missing from the future, but think about all the stuff you're missing in the present and that you've missed already. There's most stuff that happens you are actually missing, and so it's yeah. What was that Gandalf quote? It's not for us to choose what time we live in, only for us to do what with the time that is given to us.
Exactly. Why think about the future and
that's dumb
present?
because Gandalf's immortal. But
Is
why is
he?
Gandalf saying that? Yeah, Gandalf's like Yoda.
Yeah,
Well, I don't think Yoda's
I
immortal, but
bet Yoda can
he
die.
is kind
yeah,
of
Yoda
like
did
Yoda.
die,
I
but
bet I could chef Yoda up, bro.
I think Yoda did die, but
Well, Gandalf isn't necessarily immortal because Gandalf is just like some sort of humanized, incarnation of the spirit Istari, that
Oh, don't go, Lord, don't
Oh
go
that has
there.
that
no.
has been sent from
Oh no,
the old continent
no,
to Middle Earth in order, yeah, but
no, don't go.
obviously, Gandalf, he is immortal, but he's there to dispense, woke wisdom onto the mortals to help them cope.
Gandalf's an SJW. I think that's what we've come to. Yeah. Well, I think that's pretty much it. I don't know. Anyone got anything to add?
Do we have an outro song?
No.
Play your tune you made. That'd be so funny.
We're not playing that.
I mean, we can't play that because I don't have. There's no way to play it.
And we're just not playing it anyway. Even if there was, we're not doing it. I think. Have we used anything goes yet?
Yes, we are.
Ah,
Bells
shit,
on
we
the
have
Roof
used
is
that.
one.
Fuck.
Just play Crazy Frog or something.
Right, yeah, Crazy Frog. I'll find it. Crazy Frog. Oh, perfect. Okay. All right. Well, people, if anyone is listening, thank you for listening. Hope to see you next time, I guess.
Thanks
Yeah.
for having me on, innit?
Oh yeah. Thanks for coming on, Luca. Cheers, man, and cheers for the letting us use the intro song as well. It's pretty good.
Yes, no worries.
Oh no, that's the intro song again. Oh fuck. Wait, sorry. I was trying to do Crazy Frog. Oh dear. Okay. Ah, there we go.
Hey, here we go.
Yeah, perfect. I haven't heard this in time.
What? Bang, bang.
Has anyone done any like covers of this? Like, has anyone done Unknown T to like Crazy Frog?
What is this?
Yeah, I think it's really encapsulated what the podcast is.
I got the best thing up on screen right now.
Oh dear. 2.6G.
That is insane.
This is like the global anthem.
No, that's gaming stuff.
This is gonna be the national, the international anthem of the International World Federation.
Is this the World Reset anthem?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what happened. This is the music after they press the button.
Reset.
Bill Gates and Ellen DeGeneres are going to be dancing to this in
They're
Davos.
gonna be rapping to it, man. Population control. Great reset.
The Queen's gonna start rapping to it in Buckingham Palace.
Prince Charles is going to be fucking breaking a hip, busting a move.
Yeah, he's gonna be like discotheque fucking rolling around.
Prince William. No, was it Prince Harry who got like, who was naked at a fucking club one time?
Oh, I don't know. Was that Prince Andrew?
No, I think it was Prince Harry.
How long is this going? This is longest song?
Bang.
Oh, okay, there we go.